Hello, TOMS Bronco Part community, Greater Bronco brethren. Sorry that the event didn't go down as planned this year, but my name's Jonathan Ward. I'm the founder and lead designer at ICON, and we thought we'd take this opportunity to give you a little brief shop tour, albeit somewhat focused, because I don't want to overwhelm you. We're going to stay in the Bronco department. Generally, we build them like 4 at a time, sometimes 5 at a time, depending on the flow. If you're not familiar with the brand, the whole idea is to take the original Bronco design and then kind of evolve it and elevate it for modern use. So mechanically, they consistently run either a Cummins R28 turbo diesel, or really most often, by far, the current production Coyote aluminum 5-liter from the Mustang GT. And then we run either a Ford AOD, just bulletproof old school 4-speed with overdrive, which is sending power through to the Atlas twin stick shift on the fly, part-time 2-speed transfer case. We work with Curry on the axles. We run Dana 60, high pinion in the rear and 44 based in the front. Brembo's our brake partner. And then we run a hydro boosted master cylinder system. We do new school, which is all about kind of like modern design and sort of a little more manly industrial situation, versus we also run the old schools, like the blue one in the background, which are decidedly more retro. And then occasionally we do the derelicts, which are super fun, where the idea is let's keep that original patina, make it look like we did nothing, and then do all the mechanical engineering and hide it underneath. All of them boast our proprietary chassis developed with Art Morrison Enterprises, which features Fox Racing shocks, Eibach coils. We're radius arm in the front, we're 4-link in the rear with tunable sway bars all the way around. Ride quality is so much better than the old school ecliptic Leafs. You know, we didn't really want to do anything that was too much for off-road or too much for on-road. As a design focus, I really tried to keep it so that it made sense and kind of rode the knife's edge of duality. So cruise at 80 miles an hour, one hand on the wheel, party on, and then also get on some pretty gnarly trails and not have to tow it on a trailer back and forth to the trails. We kind of run them through a process. We start with the original truck, blow it apart down to nothing, and then walk it back through. I'll take you through the shop and show you a couple of them that are going on. So over here is an old school. The whole idea is to be decidedly more under the radar, more retro in the design theme and appearance. Again, same engineering, same wiring harness, same gauges, same everything, but all kind of masked in a much more retro vibe. So you can see like the CNC badges, we replicated the original Ford script, and that's the only giveaway on the exterior that it's an Icon. On our wheels, we do CNC'd forged aluminum wheels, where my goal was to match the vintage aesthetic of the stock steel wheel, but obviously to oversize it to make room for our Brembo brakes. The new school wheel is again forged aluminum, but the idea was we just wanted something of our own design. It has our signature volcanic black powder coat finish, and then just kind of silly, but it's needed speeder on the trail. The Icon Lizard is weight balanced on a bearing, so he stays horizontal no matter what you got going on. These wheels show off the Brembo brakes a little bit better than the old school, but that was the point with old school. Also with old school, the nose is decidedly more retro. My personal favorite are the earlier inset rectangular clear lights. So we take a few liberties and pick different elements we like from different generations. All the gauges, old school gauges more old school, new school's in a CNC'd and laser cut ribbed stainless insert panel. So that has like more of that modern vibe to it. We use the same seats in all of them. We CNC all the hardware and the recline arms and covers. We manufacture our own stainless steel center console with a gas shock for the lid, multiple USB and SIGGI style power ports, sub-compartment for audio, and there's magnets because I hate rattles, so you can open or close the audio. Door panels, cargo panels, again, are different between new school and old school. New school, again, decidedly more industrial and modern, old school, more retro. But a cool detail, you'll notice those chrome spears. The spears have lights, 2-stage LEDs, so at night it gives you a mild ambient low output light, but then when you open the door, they come on full bright along with the dome lights. Here we have yet another new school. This one's a really cool color. It's actually a vintage Aston Martin DB5 color. It's kind of groovy. This one's in the final assembly stages and should be hitting the road here in the next couple of weeks. Here you see some parts for yet another blue one we are cooking up. And here's a kind of unique, this is technically a new school, but we actually built this one before we started doing new school. So there's a bunch of early old school vibes going on. This orange one's super cool. This one's coming together. This body has been completely powder coated and then painted. Now you see all the 3M trim sealer. Next, it'll go back into the oven and get the heat cured polyurea applied on the inside floors, as well as the underside of the full body and the fenders. The chassis is mil-spec 1 powder coated, as are the axle assemblies, the bumpers. Sometimes we do power windows, sometimes we do manual windows. We just sort of leave that up to the client. It's one of many options that they get to pick and choose from. But even when we do the power windows, we keep them looking old school by running these analog window cranks, but you merely nudge down for down, up for up, or you double click down or double click up and you can control all windows at the same time. And I don't know, I could babble on forever, but I don't want to bore you guys. You can always check out our YouTube channel where you'll see a lot of these details. All 70 plus of the Broncos we've delivered thus far, plus about 300 other ICON projects, are up there for your viewing pleasure. I hope you guys are having a good time. You're staying positive, staying healthy. Please be well. If you ever need anything from ICON, reach out. The website's ICON 4x4, Instagram's also ICON 4x4, and the old school telephone number is 818-280-3333. Thanks to TOMS Bronco Parts for being a pioneer in maintaining, restoring, and offering goodies for the vintage Ford Bronco community. Couldn't do it without you guys. Be well.